the numbers, watch us hit another level. Hey, hey, can't hold me back. Put the city on the map, boy. How you love that? Boy, they thought that I was playing, but I hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level. Hey, hit another level.
race, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart pounding. This is nerves rising. This is sensational TV.
Motto is that safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features and customisation for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Contact Simulator Driver Training for more information.
Now let me see you go off like a bomb. Now let me see you go off like a bomb.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with Wicked Audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, at asphalt, or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim races as well. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
goes on. It goes on. It goes on. It goes on. Switch it up, I'm in my reverie, solo in my energy, sensing all your jealousy, take it. I don't care enough, I let it be, nothing off my memories. If I ever hit it, I'ma do my thing. Fear of missing out is scared of me. Where the fuck you been? Always gotta keep them wondering. What's the reason in front end? They look better on paper, I look better in person. It all works in my favor. It goes on, 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 on. ice. I'ma do my thing. Fear of missing out is scared of me. Where the fuck you been? Always gotta keep them wondering. What's the reason in front end? It look better on paper. I look better in person. It all works in my favor. It goes on, 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 on.
Folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
For a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact there. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing. Absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart pounding. This is nerves rising. This is sensational TV.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said ask, and we shall receive. Seek, and we shall find. Knock, and the door will be open. And tonight, Lord, we are absolutely banging on that door. We thank you for bringing these mighty Gen 3 supercars all the way from the great land of Australia, across that great Pacific Ocean to this hallowed ground of Charlotte Motor Speedway here in the great state of North Carolina, home of the Tar Heels and Michael Jordan. Tonight, we thank you to the Aussie Sim Racing League for the men, the women who put in the time, the long hours, the late nights, and the sweaty palms and those sim rigs to make this series what it is. And may these Aussie machines roar around this American oval in a way that makes both nations proud. Lord, let every driver tonight find their limit, and maybe just a little bit more. We ask that you keep these cars off the wall, incidents few, the racing hard but fair. May the fastest man win, and may every other man find it deeply unfair that they did not. Let the sim racing be clean, let the racing be hard, and Lord, above all else, may the net code be low. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, she's alive and absolutely armpit deep, ladies in asphalt. Welcome to Sensational TV, the sensational, the stupendous, the sometimes baffling spiritual home of sim racing in this great gravel-covered, gum tree-guarded nation of ours. My name is Chris Munro, and we have been around the traps this season in Aussie sim racing, but we've finally got to the end. It's round 9. It's the finale, ladies and gentlemen. These guys have been out there for 9 rounds. We've gone to street circuits. We've been to some of the toughest circuits on the calendar. And now it's at the business end of the trip, and we are at Charlotte Oval, the grand, glorious, gladiatorial groove of American motorsport. And we're sending these Gen 3s around it like big, beautiful boomerangs that only turn left. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be spectacular. And I tell you what, we are all here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me here in the commentary gondola is He's got a suspiciously comfortable armchair as well. He's a man who last year purchased a full-size decorative lighthouse for his backyard using his mum's credit card and told her it was a miscellaneous grocery item. My co-commentator, the one, the only, the financially dependent Lindsay Muddle. Welcome to the stream, mate.
Oh, g'day, Chris. I'm not going to lie. Your whole little spiel at the start before it cut to the main commentary, the intro spiel, I had to mute my mic when you started talking because I could not stop laughing. That was a beautiful spiel.
Oh, thank you very much.
But, yeah, no, it's here. We're here for this round, and I'll tell you what, it is. It's weird. I've only had Zach O'Reilly as a co-commentator for the last... for the last few weeks, basically, or last 3 things I've done. So it's good to change it up. And you're finally not pulling a sickie, mate. You've actually finally come into work. Did you run out of leave?
I am healthy, and yes, I've run out of scheduled leave here at Sensational TV. Even as the owner, we only get a small amount of leave that we may take. But I'll tell you what, I needed it. I was on my deathbed last week, but I'm back fighting fit tonight. The standings for tonight, it seems like Joseph Parkinson is out to an absolute unassailable lead here. He's got about 150 points up his sleeve there too. Ash Rogers there in second position. Craig Matthews in third. Then we got Marshall, Mead, Smith, Townend, Williams, Jansen, Sykes. Sam Cullen down in 11th. I'm not sure if he's turning up tonight or not. He had Scops or some sort of better engagement. Luke Williams in 12th. Alex Seymour, Brock Clark, and Jeffrey Price round out your top 15. And I tell you what, there's a shitload more of them all lined up too. There's been a very good participation awards for this series throughout. I think over 50 drivers have started at least one race, and most of them turning up for at least 2.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some new names as well out over the last 2 or 3 rounds, and also in the GT3s as well. And a lot of those actually drivers that I knew. I touched on that at Phillip Island, but yeah, had the likes of Ryan Hunter out there, as well as some other quick customers. So it's been good to see that the series is sort of expanding as the season's gone on as well. But as you were saying earlier, Chris, we are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and no, it's not the Roval. No. It is an oval, and this is going to be a really wild night of racing action because Gen 3 Supercars only turning left. Well, race 1, 20 minutes, and then 40 minutes race 2, just pure slipstream action. This is going to be quite chaotic, to say the least, and I can't say that I've had the fortune to call an oval race either, so this is going to be a new one. Yeah,
that's right. I've only ever done, I guess, what do you call it? Dirt racing in the oval realm. So a little bit longer for the lap. I mean, over there it's about, 15 to 20 seconds or so to get around the circuit. This one's a little bit longer. It's a big, long oval. Let's have a quick look at how big this oval is. It's a 1 miler, I believe. 2.3 Ks. I don't know how many miles that is. I'm not good with the math. And I don't really care how long a mile is because it's, it doesn't matter to us over here in the proper country of the AUS. That's Australia, folks. It looks like they're going to be doing a rolling start here, lining up behind. Is that a Kia Optima?
Yeah, it is.
What a choice for a... what a choice.
They could have run the big truck. They should have run the big truck. There's a big truck safety car that you can choose. I'm surprised they didn't.
That's right, yeah. Have the big Ranger or whatever the hell it is out in front. That would have been great. But as it is, we've got the Kia Optima out in front, and we've got Ryan Shelton and Jack Whitehead off the front row. Let's see if we can get the... Grid up, we do. It's Shelton, the American, funnily enough, setting the fastest time in qualifying. He's pretty used to turning left, apparently, so he sets the pace here tonight. Jackson Whitehead will line up on the outside of him with the British Pig behind him and Jacob Smith off the second row in P4. Then we got Ash Rogers, who is, I guess, still in the hunt. Depends on what happens to Parkinson, really. In the grand scheme of things, if he can make up enough points to take the lead here in this championship. But he'll be fighting to the very death anyway. Ash Rogers there in P5, Brock Clark in P6. Then we got Kobe Marshall and Josh Rimmer there off the fourth row. Joseph Parkinson, the championship leader there in P9. Then we got Matthews, Logan Taylor, and Riley Thomas rounding out the top 12.
Yep, and then in 13th we have, I want to say Jeff. but I've never seen that sort of spelling. So
Oh, really? You're only young.
I've
That's how it's. That's one of the spellings. I think JEFF is how it should be spelled. But
yeah, that's how I'm used to saying it. So yeah, Jeff Price. Then just the driver I was talking about before, Ryan Hunter in 14th. He's not used to turning left. He's used to going left, right, down, up, basically everywhere, but only left. Chris Townend in 15th. Then Dean Karki, I want to say, in 16th. Chris Asonia in 17th, the Wog Warrior, as I've become to know him. David Jansen in 18th, and then Ben Mead in 19th. Stuart Patterson in 20th. Jordan Reno in 21st. Ty Saville in 22nd. 23rd, Fraser Clegg, and then Ryan Taborski in 24th. But Chris, is there some more names?
There's still more, yeah. We've got
is.
Williams, Stevens, Cooper Nathan, Isaac Dean, and Jono Marshall. So 29 cars out there on the grid tonight. And we're about ready for a start, ladies and gentlemen. Turn up the volume because the V8s are going to go storming around this all left turn circuit, 4 turns in total. But if you ask anyone that's into motor racing, I'd say it's only 2. But here they go. The pace car is off, and it is set here for a start. Ryan Shelton on the inside in the black and purple. On his outside, Jackson Whitehead. And the lights are green, and it is go, go, go here. For the first time, there's already cars getting stuck into each other. I think that's Ryan Hunter. And who's next to him there? Taborski is up his inside. Riley Thomas was there's a car off there as well. I think that's, who was it? Stevens gone. And they're just pumping and shoving all up the order here as well. Let's go to the front or near the front, because they are 4 wide in just a little moment here. That's Reno in the 95 Lightning McQueen car. No, it's not. It's who is in that not Lightning McQueen? It's Riley Thomas. That's the guy we saw. Yeah, there is. That's very confusing indeed. But it's a popular livery, ladies and gentlemen. There's a certain commentator that uses that in the Toyota 86 as well. So it's a bright red target for anyone that sees that in the official races up there. But Ryan Taborski looking pretty fast here as well. He's got the slipstream on Brock Clark here in the Mitre 10 entry. Just a bit of a waggle there. A bit of a waggle indeed from Brock Clark. And it'll be Taborski getting up the inside, around the outside. A little bit of contact with Lightning McQueen. There you go. What's the catchphrase of Lightning McQueen? Is it Ka-chow. There we go. We're going 3 wide here after the first lap. Lindsay Muddle, it's all happening here.
Yeah, it is happening, and you can tell these boys normally do road racing because they do not know how to hold the line. They don't know how to hold the low line or the high line. They're just trying to find any available space like they're running down a straight on a normal road circuit. So this is really entertaining as Reno and Clark are side by side as they head into the banking, and it's on the low line there for Jordan Reno. Brandon Clark up high on his right hand side, and he's inching ahead as here comes Ryan. Oh, that was a car heavily into the wall, and that was a rear bumper. That was Patterson, maybe. I think it is Patterson. Who is it?
Correct.
Yeah, it is. And that is a totaled Chevy Camaro. If I've ever seen a totaled car, it is that one. As some more racing here between Brittingham and I believe that is Parkinson on the high line. It's Parkinson on the low line. Car slow there up the top. I'm not sure who that is. Too many liveries to try and memorise them when they go on 4 wide. I can't tell who's who in the zoo here, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, it's very difficult indeed here, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of road racing commentators trying to figure out how to get around this circuit, and I'm sure it's just as difficult for these drivers as well. They're probably not much experience in the old oval racing because, let's be honest, it's boring as batshit. But let's get down here because there's some driving side by side here. Logan Taylor just sitting in the slipstream of Isaac Dean and Reno there in front. It looks like Isaac Dean on that inside line in the Monster Cam Waters livery as well. But these guys are at
Second best livery.
Is what? Sorry.
Second best livery.
Second best livery.
Only Chas Mostert's would be better.
Oh, yeah, it's a great... you got to love Mozzie's livery there as well. I actually like Randall's, the old Castrol livery. It's a shame no one's really running that around here as well. I did see a Castrol livery, but it was a throwback to the old Toyota rally car in who I don't even know who piloted that, but it was the old Celica rally car back in the very day. But at the front here, let's go to the very front. It's Whitehead, and he's got an absolute gaggle of cars behind him. That's Kobe Marshall, Shelton up on the top line in the USA, sporting the USA colours there in his brain, not on his car, because that's black and purple. But the Highline seems to be the place to be here at the moment. Kobe Marshall taking over the lead. But it won't be for long, because it's all about the slipstream in these oval races. Lindsay Muddle, look at that. Ash Rogers there in the tradie livery, just dipping to the inside and then back to the outside again.
Yeah, he definitely was, and it was a bit of a tail wag there on the from the low line up to the high line. Now he's got a car on his inside of Smith as he takes the low line, and look at the momentum lost there. And momentum is absolutely everything here. That and the slipstream, as all the NASCAR commentators like to talk about. They love to just babble on about slipstream, and I guess it is important, but I'm surprised we're not seeing more bump drafting from these boyos. Yeah,
that's right. Well, we did see a little bit there with Brock Clark receiving it, but the rear just likes to waggle. Oh, who's that down the bottom there? That's Carl Brittingham, and he's lost it straight into the outside wall. He's lost the front end of that car, but we'll see how much damage he's got. A fair bit, because he tried to turn left and he's made it worse for himself. Big accident there for Brittingham, so he will drop down the order like a stone to the back, so he will have to visit the old pit lane and the mechanics to get that fixed. Here's Ash Rogers, though, on the outside. He's got Jacob Smith in the Fanta car underneath, looking to make it sticky, and the championship leader Joseph Parkinson just riding behind in the slipstream. This is the view from Parkinson's car, just an absolute face full of wing from that Camaro in front. And it's really you've got to race close and tight when it comes to these oval races, so you really got to be basically bump drafting or close enough to the car in front that you can see the whites of the guy's eyes in the friggin' rear view mirror. And I'll tell you what, depending on your POV in the sim, it's really hard to see around that car in front of you as well, so you've got to have a lot of trust in the driver in front.
Yeah, you really do, as I think that Whitehead could be potentially trying to go up on a line with Kobe Marshall here, as these two are going at it for the lead. Not that the lead of the race really means much in these oval races,
no.
As Kobe Marshall able to hold on, but it was the least influential qualifying session of all time, because on an oval it really doesn't matter, and Fraser Clegg has really proved that, because he's up into 6th, potentially about to be 5th, as he's up on the high line, just basically skirting around the barrier, as that is really wide there from Whitehead. He's going to be losing momentum, and he's up into the bunda as well, flipping the barrier, as this is really crazy stuff. A bunch of road drivers not knowing what to do. They'll figure it out over the course of this 20 minutes and then give it a go in the second heat. But yeah, Fraser Clegg up into the top 3 already from like 20-something on the grid. Now Kobe Marshall and Parkinson were 2 by 2, but this lead is going to swap around so many times here, Chris Munro. It's not even going to be funny, as they're 3 wide, as it is Clegg on the inside, Marshall in the middle, and then Parkinson up top, as there's a little bit of wheel rubbing there as they head through the banking. This is absolutely, I want to say incredible stuff, but it's just carnage.
It really is. And I tell you what, Clegg up from 23rd position has made his way to the front of this field. Let's see if he can somehow eke out a small lead to sort of drop that slipstream from the rest of the pack. And he looks like he's doing a pretty good job of it here at the moment. He's kept those tyres in really good condition. Kobe Marshall's going to have his work cut out here just to stay underneath that rear wing and go with him here. You can see the gap is just starting to get bigger and bigger visually, and that's what Fraser Clegg needs to happen here. He needs to build that gap, but here we go. The slipstream is now strong. He's made a short mistake, and now all of them are right up his clacker here. They're going to go 3 wide again. Parkinson thinks about joining them in the middle. He doesn't, gets out of it because the momentum coming into that turn at 280 kilometres an hour, mind you, ladies and gentlemen at home, they are absolutely wringing the necks out of these V8 supercars. They're not built for this kind of thing. But I'll tell you what, the Aussie driver in all of these guys will be dead set, chomping at the bit to have a crack at something new, and we can show the world how these guys go about it.
Yeah, and it is pretty phenomenal to see. But I'll be honest, that is a very close moment there, as Kobe Marshall on the high line against Fraser Clegg. and gets that one done. Fraser very low on momentum now. In fact, Fraser's got a little bit of a gap there as Clegg going to be under a lot of pressure as that is the tradie car of Rogers coming back after his mistake earlier, already back up to this lead train, trying the low line, trying to get his car poked on the inside of Fraser Clegg and trying to force him to the high line, but it's just not going to work here, as that is a gap to be built there, Kobe Marshall. But the thing is with oval racing, if you don't have a slipstream, you're going to go absolutely nowhere. So just slowly but surely, or not so slowly, he's just going to crawl back into them.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like the Tour de France almost. You've really got to trust your legs if you're going to try and build a gap to the peloton. And that's what Kobe's done now. He's tried to kick clear and he's thought, you know what, I'm going to go it on my own. But when you're facing the breeze and all the guys behind you can somewhat work together in sort of leapfrogging each other and using the slipstream to their advantage, they will catch up eventually. And you can see that lead has now been cut in half because Fraser Clegg's got that little bit of momentum there that he had from that gaggle of cars that he had. And even the side draft is fairly expansive here in iRacing too, so that's worth a fair bit too. And now Kobe Marshall's basically back to the pack. The other two have sort of kicked off a little bit. 4/10 is the gap back to Parkinson, but he's sitting pretty there as well, and he will be probably enjoying just a little bit of the suck here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But as the two at the front just start to battle, that will certainly bring them all back into this this race. And you can see these two 2x2 as they go Noah's Ark style around this beautiful high-walled American Speedway.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff here, watching a bunch of Aussies trying to tackle an oval in an Aussie car, Aussie driver, and a bunch of Kiwis as well. There's a lot of Kiwis now taking over this series. Fraser Clegg being one of them, as they're going 2x2 here around the oval, and you can see someone very high on the high line there. I think that was Shelton. Oh, that's a clip of the wall there for Fraser Clegg. These cars not built for the high line. They just slip and slide out on the marbles constantly here. And now here comes Parkinson and Shelton, as Shelton on the high line going all the way around the outside. But he's got the slipstream from Clegg in front of him. Parkinson has the slipstream from Marshall, or if we're going to go full American mode, we'll call it the draft here, as they go 2x2 through, I think what's supposed to be turn 3 and then into turn 4. Yeah. But it's, as you said, it's basically two corners if you ask anybody else. That's contact there between the two leaders, Clegg and Marshall, bumping each other, and that could be a disaster.
Oh, here we go.
Whatever, 200 and something Ks an hour they're going, as they go wheel to wheel, still here through this long left-hander. It's actually a dab of the brake there I saw from Clegg. His brake light turned on at least, maybe not lifting the throttle, but just dabbing the brakes a little bit through if the car's sort of sliding out as they approach 280-ish kilometres an hour. And then they drop down. No, they are actually slowing down to about 220. So despite the fact that these corners are so open, if they're side by side, I don't think it's flat out.
No, I'd imagine they would be having to really throttle the or feather the throttle around here because of the torque in these cars and the very little in terms of downforce. They probably aren't taking it flat out, I'd imagine, and it's all about conserving your fronts too, because you can really easily scrub the fronts in one of these circuits, because you can come in and just sort of chuck it in through and overturn the steering wheel, which is, I mean, it's a big problem in road racing as well. A finesse is needed to keep control of the front tyres, and I think even more so in these oval races because the speed is so high. Oh no, Kobe Marshall's having some connection issues here, but he goes back up into P2. Fraser Clegg's on his outside. You can see them all. Yeah, you're right, Lindsay. They're all dabbing the brakes on the entry there, so just getting a little bit more weight over the front wheels just to get some traction there and some turning.
Yeah, they are, and now they're just going back into single file, but Clegg just kind of drifting up towards the high line anyway. He doesn't want the slipstream. As here's Ash Rogers as well on the back of
Clegg
Parkinson.
Into the pits.
So Clegg into the pits, as you pointed out, Chris. So some early pit stops. Well, not really early. We're over halfway through this one. That's nearly contact on the entry, and I know we're talking about bump drafting, but when they're having to break through the entry, that is the last possible point you want to be making contact. Is it true? Correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris. Oh, that is a big bin. Just as I was about to change the topic of conversation, full bin action here, Chris. But I digress. Here on a Monday, normally on Sensational TV, we have the American Tuesday. We have the American Ovals, or just the American series. Don't we have an American commentator who does that?
Yes, we do. Yeah, Mike Taylor.
We should have called him up.
We should have. Let's see if he's online. We might be able to get him in. for a little cameo. Let's see. He's not online, unfortunately, but Mike Taylor, if you're watching, jump in the box, my old son, and give us
some expertise.
Yeah, give us a lesson in how to go oval racing. I managed to get through the intro, so if you didn't get to see that, ladies and gentlemen, wait till the VOD comes up, and it's worth 2.5 minutes of your time. If not, I will. You can invoice me, and I'll send you the difference.
Yeah. I think that's Ash Rogers and Jacob Smith. Yeah, it is heading through onto this little back area before they head back into the corner. So they approach about 286 k's an hour before they have to feather down to about 230. So it is actually a little bit of precision in these cars, because I'm led to believe that they might not have asymmetrical setups. I think maybe the fastest guys might, but you've got to have asymmetrical setups, and some of these boyos wouldn't really know that, and they're just going to fling it in, load up the usual setup, strip off the wing, maybe lower the ride height a bit and say, hey, let's go racing. And that's probably what's causing a lot of this Taylor stuff. Yeah,
I'd imagine so. I mean, that's advanced stuff, really. If you're a road racer, you probably wouldn't know about that sort of stuff, and me included. Honestly, I would have just loaded the old base setup, took the wing off, as you said, Lindsay, and just gone racing. But the guys at the front are very quick. Ryan Shelton here, the USA native. And it's no surprise to see him at the front of this field at the moment.
He's definitely got an asymmetrical setup.
Yeah, you reckon
he's all about it.
He seems to be favouring the high line as well, which is something we don't see a lot of here. It seems that most of the guys are sticking to either the sort of mid to low racing line as well. But you can see him there. He starts off mid, ends up high. So he's got his own way of going about it. We got some comments there in the chat as well. I've been ignoring you all. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. What do we got here? Trampoline XT is in there. He says, "Hi guys, finally know how to drive the V8s without binning it." Or maybe it's to do with this oval circuit where it's there's only two turns to really bin it. But we'll get to that in just a moment, because Shannon has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. And they're going to go 3 wide here. Smith, Marshall, Rogers, and who's that as well? Jeff Price chiming in as well on the back, and Parkinson too. This is an angry little gaggle pack of V8 supercars here.
Yeah, it is, and they're about to go fully hammer and tong here, if you can go hammer and tong on an oval. I thought Rogers was about to collect the back end of Smith there as they go, Marshall, sorry, as they go side by side. Marshall up on the high line now. You'll still just have to hold the high line. You can't crud across, otherwise we'll see accidents like we did on the opening bit. But that is a Penrite of who even is that? That's
I think it's
Parkinson.
Price.
I think it is Price.
Wait, no, it's not. Hang on.
No.
Oh, it's a lapped car.
It's a lap car. I was so confused. I was looking on the leaderboard and I was like, that doesn't match up. And we've got a lap car trying to split the middle and have some racing anyway.
Goodness me.
This could be a disaster. I was like, who's this Penrite bloke thinking he can split the middle while they're 2 by 2? That's forced Kobe Marshall to back out of it. This is absolutely insanity.
I suppose that's oval racing for you there. I don't think they're really obligated to get out of the way. They can just hold their line and all is fine there in the old NASCAR racing circuit. But usually there's a lot of cautions in NASCAR racing, so you don't get a lot of just bona fide blue flag action. It's usually they get to catch up under caution procedures here, but it looks like there is no cautions here at this circuit, because we've seen a couple of cars turned around, and the Kia Optima. There's Kobe Marshall into the fence there. Big hit there too as well. That's going to hurt him. Depending on the angle of his steering when he hit that turn, that might have hurt him big time. You can see he's still holding onto the track, but moving slowly. Jeff Price is going to gobble him up here down the back straight, or down the front straight away, heading into turn 1 and 2. Kobe Marshall has been up there the entire race, but that was a really big hit. These guys need to make their pit stops as well, I believe. Let's see who has actually made those out of these drivers. Ty Seville is the leading driver who's made the pit stop. Apart from that, we've got Whitehead, Smith, Townend, and the rest beyond that have made their pit. But Rob Thomas there, smooth criminal, has got the meatball flag, and he's going to have to come and get that damage fixed up.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Chris. Just after this first 17 minutes 45 of racing, I'll tell you what. If there was only oval racing in motorsport, I would not be a professional commentator because I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's I tell you what, I did a 8-week stint of dirt racing, and I did it solo for the most part. Zach joined me for one of the races, but for the most part, after that, I'm absolutely stuffed because there's action aplenty on the dirt because the circuits are so tight. And it's constantly 2 or 3 wide, 4 wide sometimes, and there's cars going inside there doing the old leapfrog thing where one will go in shallow and overtake them, and then it will be switchback, and they'll do that for every single turn going around the entire race. So I'll tell you what, the action is aplenty on the dirt, not so much on the ovals, but I think if you get some really tight knit what do you call it, skill level between the guys and the pace, you can see massive big trains and have a lot of action. And there's a different strategy too, Lindsay. We don't know much about it because we're just a couple of road racers as well. I'm sure there's plenty of strategy that comes into it that we just don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a level of perspective that I just do not have. As I was watching actually the NASCAR. It's not called Xfinity anymore. It's like O'Brien's Tires or something like that.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly, or whatever it is. You know more than me, right? And they were racing, and they're just ignoring the racing because when it's side by side every lap, I mean, I'm doing the same thing right now. When it's side by side every lap, there's only so many times you can say that drivers are side by side.
That's right. Yeah, it sort of takes away from the spectacle of when you get it in road racing with you got this kind of gap between these 3 cars. We'd be having absolute cannons on, but there we go. Someone's been turned around there. It is Jeff Price. You can see there was an overlap. Possibly wasn't aware of the car on his outside. We've got the luxury of a replay here. We're going to go to the top. Oh, it was Smith there just getting up his inside. We can find the rewind button. We will and we'll go from here. We can see the Fanta car has got the run there, but it looks like Pricey just trying to get the slipstream off the car in front. Wasn't aware of the overlap, and meets his demise on the inside fence.
Yeah, he did, and that was a huge crash. And I think it was just a case of the spotter not doing his job and saying he was on the high line. As here comes the Waters livery car. Oh, never mind. We've got a cutaway. Oh, it's the end of the race. Yeah, right. That was a quick 20 minutes. Shelton took the win. Parkinson 9.1 seconds behind him. Has a meatball flag though. So does he get penalised for that?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely. No clue. Ash Rogers rounds out your podium. Ryan Hunter gets 4th. Did they even do a pit stop? Did they have to do a pit stop? I think it's mandatory. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. Possibly. I can get the pit stop counter up and see who did. Yeah, look, there's...
Was it a mandatory stop?
The majority of the field have made a stop. Maybe they did
save fuel.
Interesting. Well, that's one to ask the organisers of this league because I've got no idea. I was not told what the go was tonight. Frankie 420, if you're watching, mate, you've left us in the lurch.
Double points as well.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've just looked at the calendar graphic. This round is double points.
Talk about leaving it up to the final round.
This is aggressive. This is an aggressive format.
Certainly
I can kind of get behind it. I'm absolutely lost in the sauce.
Yeah, no, I'm into that. Absolutely. I'm down for that. There it is. There's the Toyota Celica rallycross car there with Ryan Taborski.
Pit stops are optional.
Yeah, right.
They were saving. That's why Ryan Hunter dropped back, for example, because he would have just been lifting, coasting, saving tyres and saving fuel, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, turns out that the pit stop was not the way to go, I guess. If you just went from go to woe and managed your fuel, you were 9 seconds clear, as Ryan Shelton was. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 5-minute warm-up here to the next race, which are a 40-minute affair, and I assume that there will be pit stops aplenty coming for that one. I think the tyres will be screaming out as well with all this 280 down to 220 around the turns as well. Those fronts do get scrubbed out So we're going to see plenty of pit stops, plenty of strategy, plenty of side-by-side action in just a moment, in probably just a couple of minutes, once these drivers get their asymmetrical setups sorted out. Who was that in the chat? Someone was saying about it. I've lost it. There's so many comments there. It's fantastic. Everyone getting involved here. But we're going to take a quick break here at Sensational TV, and we'll be back in just a moment with race 2. 40 minutes of oval action coming at you.
And expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Mozo Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the second of the races here tonight. It's going to be 40 minutes. Let's get the grid up. It's Shelton off the front row. Joseph Parkinson. This is the finishing order from race 1, I believe. I don't know if Hunter finished 4th. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he did.
He did? All right, we do have the finishing order of race 1. And it's Shelton, Parkinson, Rogers, Hunter, Ty Seville up there in 5th position. Craig Matthews as well. Jackson Whitehead, Jason Smith, Jacob Smith. God, I need to put my glasses on. Kobe Marshall, Townend, Fraser Clegg, and Rimmer are your top 6. Who else we got? Lindsay Muddle.
We've got Isaac Dean, then Logan Taylor, then Carl Brittingham, then you got Jeff Price, Brock Clark, Cooper Nathan, Jono Marshall, Stuart Patterson, Dean Karki, Riley Thomas, David Jansen, Jordan Reno, and there should be more, if I'm not mistaken. After
Should be.
the last one, so where was I at? Riley Thomas, David Jansen, Jordan Reno, and then you got the Wog Warrior, Chris Sonia. Then you got Aiden. For some context there, his username on the F1 game back in the day was Wogjet.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
And then you got Aiden Williams, Ryan Taborski, Ollie Stevens, and Ben Mead.
Poor old Benny Mead at the very back. The magician has transported himself from wherever he started to absolute last, folks. Get rid of that. And we're about ready for a start here for race 1. Or race 2, should I say.
Just quickly, Chris, you should go full American for the start.
Oh, I can't. I've already tried that. All right.
Go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get strapped in here for the Australian NASCAR series here. The Aussie Sim Racing there all the way around. It's me, Chris Munro, and Lindsay Muddle up here in the booth tonight. The safety car is off. The pace car is off, should I say. We're about to go racing. The green light is on, and it's a great start there from Ryan Hunter. He will go straight to the top there, and they'll make it 3 wide into the first turn. It's Joseph Parkinson takes the lead of the race.
Yeah, I thought you were about to keep going.
No, they do really short stints in American commentary, I've noticed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do like 15 seconds at a time.
Yeah, anyway, so we continue on here as Kobe Marshall takes the low line here on Ryan Hunter, who finished 4th in the first race from all the way up the back somewhere. And now he's on the high line fighting for second position in this one, but it's 40 minutes. A lot of management is going to be involved in this one. We did briefly discuss it off broadcast, trying to make ourselves sound a bit more intelligent here on the broadcast. And we think there's going to be a bit of fuel management and especially management on those right-hand side tyres through the course of this one. I think we didn't really notice it, but it was there in race 1. And now here in race 2, we're going to try and be a bit more aware, but we'll see how that goes because we are about as useless as a sack of potatoes in the oval department. But up here, Kobe Marshall now making moves for the lead. He sweeps around the high line and he's going to take P1, but that might not last for long because Parkinson is going to slot straight back into the draft here and try and make another run at it.
Yeah, that's right. And you can see here Jackson Whitehead on the top line here, and he's got plenty of momentum. He's just slung-shot his way around Ryan Shelton, and now he's side by side with Hunter in the 97 car with the nice little NASCAR-inspired livery, the big old 97 on the side. You can't miss that. We're big into that here at Sensational TV, and you can see him just doing the old shake and bake maneuver. Now he's up alongside Joseph Parkinson. There's so many J's in this race. It's a popular name up there. Joseph, Jackson, bloody Johnny, Jordan, they're all fucking in there. It's dead set. And here he goes, Jackson. Yeah, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And the American will be absolutely fired from the network for saying those kind of obscenities here in the... oh, that's horrible. Really hard to keep... really hard to keep character here, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, Jackson Whitehead on the absolute charge here. The top line up high has worked for him. Now he slots in behind Kobe Marshall, and he can get the full benefit of that slipstream now onto the 3rd minute of this race.
Yeah, and this is... sorry, I just...
Fun stuff.
Yeah, with the last lap. Anyway, we see side by side here, that is Isaac Dean going on the high line with the Cam Waters livery. He should be absolutely dominating these races. It should give him about 70 extra horsepower with that livery on the car. Only a Chaz Moxon Toyota Supra would give him like plus 200, but unfortunately the Supra is not here on the iRacing platform, so this is what we'll have to deal with here as Isaac Dean in the draft here. Could he potentially try and bump draft so they can work together to close back up to this front train? It would be a good little bit of teamwork here as they head into the next banking. So this is now going to be an important point. Will Dean go for the high line overtake, or is he going to slot in try work together here with Ash Rogers to close up to that front pack, which is probably their best move, or are they managing, which is why they fell off the back? That's also potentially something to consider here, Chris.
Well, it'd be a bit hard to signal to your fellow driver that we're going to work together here, unless they're sitting in some kind of voice chat together and say, listen here, we can shake and bake, baby, and get up to that front pack of 5 cars that are just starting to gap us here at the moment. Ash Rogers probably needs to maybe even think about letting Dean through here at the moment and sit in his slipstream, because they are just getting gapped by the turn. There's only 2 turns on this track, or 4 if you're American. But I'll tell you what, they're just starting to drop off the pack there with Kobe, Whitehead, Parkinson, Hunter and Shelton just really, they are working together as well. You can see from the top view, if we can get there, you can see they're just sort of in a state of equilibrium here. No one's really fighting each other. Whitehead still continuing on that higher line than the others. You can see he's about now he tucks in now, but for the most part, he starts off very up high, and they're doing the back. Yeah, Zach O'Reilly tuning in.
We both saw the same
Accents need some work. That's right. We're true blue, fair dinkum Aussies, and we drink VB at 20 to 8 in the morning. That's how we do that, ladies and gentlemen. What was that, Lindsay?
Has our professional responded? That is a great question here.
Oh yeah, if we can get the actual American in the chat, it'd be great. No response from Mike Taylor. So here's hoping he tunes in before the end of this race.
We messaged him mid-race, guys.
Yeah, I mean, what time is it in the USA right now?
It depends where he is in the US. There's
Eastern.
12,000 different time zones.
I think he's in New York, so he's on the eastern side. EST, which is, I'd imagine, it's about 11 or 12 midnight. Oh, 5 in the morning. No, he's no chance. Anyway, let's go down here. Riley Thomas fighting off the British pig here at the moment. Oh, no, that is the wrong button, ladies and gentlemen.
Was that a Chaz Mostert livery? I think I saw a Chaz Mostert livery.
Cooper Nathan maybe sporting. It is. There we go. There we go. The Optus, the old aqua blue and black. And he's got an absolute angry battle of cars behind him. Janssen, Asogna, Ty Seville, Dean Karki tuning in as well. I recognise that name, Dean Karki, as well. He's in the clear white car. I thought my Trading Paints had shat the bed there for a moment, but does have the Moser Racing insignia on the side. But this is absolute. This is going to end in tears, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening here? 4 wide into turn 1 and 2, 3 and 4, should I say? And it's going to be the 2 Supercars drivers that are going to spit out the end. It's Chaz Mostert on the outside, Cam Waters on the inside, but Ty Seville has got the job done there. And wowee, that is who's that in front? Is that Fraser Clegg as well? And he's come out a lap down just about, so he is trying to make up the room there. He must have come in for an early pit stop, but wowee, that was all exciting. But it's all kicking off at the front again, Lindsay.
Yeah, it absolutely is here. So Whitehead in the draft here, but now he's pulling up to the high line, and they're going to go side by side, or one's in the middle lane, one's in the low lane, if you want to call it that way. I have absolutely no idea what I'm waffling about, but there's nearly contact between the 2 of them as they head in towards the next banking. This is side draft action here, ladies and gentlemen, as they head into the second of the 2 bankings, and they're still side by side with Marshall on the low line. Parkinson trying to pick up some slipstream here from Marshall, as now they're going to go side by side. Still they're holding it, as normally by at this point with these supercars, we're just seeing them sort of back out of it and go back in single file. But these 2 boyos absolutely going at it at the moment, as Parkinson taking advantage. So is Ryan Hunter with the SVG number 97 on the side of his Chevy Camaro, as these 2 still going at it. This is proper oval stuff. If only we actually knew what we were talking about. This is probably cracking stuff.
It makes one of us at least. But I tell you what, there goes Marshall now with Whitehead just yielding for the time being. He thought, you know what, I'm hurting my tyres on the outside here. I'm scrubbing them too much to try and get this lead. And there's still 32 minutes and 10 seconds in this race. I may as well just work together with Kobe here, because we're clearly quicker than the guys behind us. We can maybe just eke out a little bit of a gap to the guys behind. That's Ryan Hunter, Parkinson, Shelton and Co. and then I can just worry about one car. But I tell you what, they have lost a little bit of momentum from that little battly period that they had, and pushing the wind. And here comes Hunter now. He is got the crosshairs red hot and set on the back of Jackson Whitehead here at the moment, and Parkinson's being pulled along too. And all of a sudden, it's a four-way battle for the lead.
Yeah, it is. And Ryan Hunter, the Kiwi, looking to do a Shane Van Gisbergen here with the number 97 on the side of his car, as I did just point out. But normally SVG is a little bit... he's normally...
Sorry.
Normally, SVG has not been great on ovals historically since he's joined NASCAR, but this year he's been doing some solid work. So can Ryan Hunter mirror that solid work here in the 97 and put himself to work here?
I'd love to see it, because I tell you what, SVG, put him obviously in the road courses, he's unstoppable over there until just recently. But I'll tell you what, once he gets his...
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm
the whole cheating saga. We're
not even going to get
there.
started. What's that guy's name? I saw it in an article.
There's a lawsuit, and now suddenly he's just gapping SVG on the straights. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, that's right. Look, it's within NASCAR's best interest to have an American as the fastest in either of the disciplines, whether it be oval and or road racing. So obviously they were losing bums on seats because SVG was winning too much. Look, I'm not here to point fingers, but that is that whole
Michael Jordan owns the team as well.
That whole country is based on entertainment over fair racing and or sporting events, so they can suck on the old egg and get SVG back up where he needs to be. But I'll tell you what, the battle is on here for the lead. It's Kobe Marshall holding off Whitehead, and here comes Hunter in the 97, looking pretty racy as well. He might have just spent this first 10 minutes of the race taking care of those front tyres, and he can probably attack these turns just at a little bit more rate of knots than the other guys.
Yeah, and he's picking up a good draft there as well. So as they head down into this second section of banking, so turn 3 and turn 4, he's taking the higher line there, sort of the middle line, before he cuts back down into the draft, and he's sort of closing in. But here comes Whitehead as well, fully in the draft here, as we cut to some random bloke in the pit lane. Great F1 broadcasting standards here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
As Parkinson as well.
Get me started. Goodness me, what a joke that was. Anyway.
Kobe Marshall and Whitehead going side by side. It's Marshall on the low line, and just still Ryan Hunter sitting back. I think he's enjoying the slipstream and then just sort of protecting the tyre a little bit. But here comes Brian Shelton as well. He is someone who does actually know what he's doing, and he's arriving on the scene at the back there as these two still 2 by 2. Now here comes Ryan Hunter. He's a lot closer than he has been on previous efforts, as Whitehead on the high line, sweeping around, and he's actually inching forward at this point, and he's getting ahead now of Kobe Marshall for the first time since he's tried to make the effort to get by. Now Ryan Hunter's up on the high line, taking the high lane. Now he's trying to get around Kobe Marshall to follow Whitehead through, but it's not working. Parkinson and Shelton instead closing in on him, getting his slipstream.
Yeah, I think it might be a matter of Marshall just dropping back through the field here as well. I think he spent a little bit too much time out there in front, hitting that low line, and he might have burnt up that front right-hand side of his tyre degradation side of things, and you can see him just losing it on the exit there as well, running well wide, just keeping it off the wall. I think if he didn't, it was a slight little kiss to the wall as well. So maybe things not going to plan there for Kobe Marshall. He was quick to begin with, but he did spend a long time just hitting that low line, and whereas Whitehead was able to take a bit of the suck, take that higher line, which is probably a little bit more friendly towards your tyres too, and he's managed to take over things here at the moment. But this is a guy to look out for here, Ryan Shelton. He's a USA native. He knows exactly how to go oval racing, and you can see him now. Just he's not getting involved in any of the rubbish up in front. He knows it's a 40-minute race. He knows there's plenty of time to come, and he's just sitting there smoking his pipe there in 5th position and not making any real moves yet. I think he's just biding his time and waiting for the perfect time to strike.
I'll tell you what, Shelton's going to watch back this broadcast and absolutely cry himself to sleep, because he actually knows what he's talking about. But these two up the front, Kobe Marshall and Whitehead, going at it again. Marshall decided after dropping a bit of time, he said, stuff that, I want to be in the lead. I'm not entirely sure why. It's not really advantageous to be in the lead in the Slipstream series, but he just seems to really be attracted to that P1 position, which I guess as a road racer is sort of what you're used to. But Whitehead not making it easy for him as Ryan Hunter now arrives on the scene. Could we see some three-lane action here, three-wide action? Potentially, no. Ryan Hunter's just really not wanting to get involved. He's being passive. He's trying to pull the Lightning McQueen, avoid the accidents in the opening scene of the movie, and just come out on top that way.
Yeah, that's right. What are some great NASCAR movies to think of? Days of Thunder, obviously, and if you're into the funnier side of things, Talladega Nights, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go fast. It's if you're not first, you're last. There's all the good quotes there from Talladega Nights. If you can think of any, chuck them in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Talladega Nights fan, and if you like picturing Jesus as a baby version, get in the chat and let us know how we're going.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a quote from the film. Well, not a quote, but a theme from the film, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it's a bit beyond your time, Lindsay. That might have come out when you were a baby. Probably
less than. Hold on. Let me get researching here while I'm watching the commentary box. Ryan Hunter is still right there as I'm looking up, as I'm calling here, and this is beautiful. I think Talladega Nights is actually 3 years before my time, Chris. It's 2000. It's 2006. I don't know what date of 2006. 21st of September, 06. I was born in July 10, 2009.
There you go. So good 3 years before you were even a glimmer in your father's eye, ladies and gentlemen at home. Talladega Nights, 2006. As a fully fledged adult, doing drugs on my own, salary from wherever the hell I was working.
Your brother still is, so.
It's a natural plant, he will tell you, and prescribed by the doctor. So that's medicine in his eyes. But I'll tell you what, the action is aplenty here at the front of the field. We're going to try and look down the field because there's a little bit of a battle happening back here as well. We've got to give these guys some love. Isaac Dean down here in the 99 car. That is the Cam Waters livery. And he's got Tyserville in front of him. Actually, looks like... No, it is Tyserville, just in a very similar coloured livery to Fraser Clegg. And Carl Brittingham on the back, but that is Jacob Smith there as well, trying to unlap himself, and he gets that job done up the inside here into turns 1 and 2. Whoa. A little bit dicey, but with this oval racing, there is no blue flag system. It's kind of like you know that the leaders are coming up, and they're not obligated to get out of the way in any state or fashion. You just kind of assume that you're quicker and you go around and you get around in a safe manner. But we're going to go back to the front because it is a four-way battle for the lead. Kobe Marshall has found his way back out into the front, and we're not even close to half race distance yet. Still another 4 minutes away from that milestone. And Whitehead, I think, is looking pretty good here at the moment. He is... He's just biding his time as well. Had a brief stint in front of the race, and now he's let Kobe go back in front, and they said, you go on, mate, you go and use up your tyres, and I'll be here ready to strike.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it is really close up here. We've still got this five-way train as Brittingham has gotten past Dean as well for ninth, so that overtake was made. Yeah, this is a five-way train here up the front. Probably, if you asked a NASCAR fan and you had a five-way train, they'd be complaining that it's not enough cars. It's just at 30. But I'll tell you what, these five drivers up here still have more talent in their pinky finger than Danica Patrick has in her whole body, so it's fine.
As they throwing shade.
As they head around this four-corner oval here, or two turns, as we've been saying, and Ryan Shelton in the slipstream, potentially, he's closer to Parkinson than he has been previously, as they're heading through this banking. And it's so close, but it's just like, if this was a road course, I'd be going off my tit at the moment, going, oh my God, that's about to be carnage. But these boyos, they're just being really patient. I think they're really adapting to this oval style, and that's why they're the top five cars.
Yeah, that's right. I think they know the gravity of the situation, double points, and they know that all they got to do is stay there roundabouts. Let's go up the front there, because it's Ryan Hunter all over the back of Whitehead, who in turn is all over the back of Kobe Marshall too. So we've got this rear chase cam as well. It's, if you don't feel like you're doing Need for Speed, I'll tell you what, you've got it now. Here goes Ryan Hunter now, just pulling out of the slipstream. He's going to go high here for the, 17 minutes through the race. And look at him use that momentum on the way in. Really had a Brown Dax moment there as well, I'd imagine, because he was heading straight for that outside wall. The 97, he really had to get out of it and come back down to the line that he was taking. And Kobe Marshall now dipping in and out of existence.
Blinky Bill.
Yeah, Blinky Bill. See, that's well before your time. That was around when I was a child, I tell you what. But this top five has absolutely gapped the field. There's a 4.5 second gap back to Ash Rogers there and Ty Seville. And then the rest are all the way back down as well. If I had a request to look at Cooper Nathan as well. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, sat in the pits about 3 laps down. So sorry to XT Trampoline YT, but your boy is done for down there in the pit lane. We got Z-Toxic as well. Says, I'm putting my foot down and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
That was in the playoffs like 2 years ago when old mate Walrode.
Yeah, Rob Chastain. That was the most famous bloody NASCAR thing that's ever come across the internet.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, that's pretty much the only NASCAR moment I've ever seen except Danica Patrick fail compilations.
He won a race the other day as well, Rob Chastain. I think it's the first time he's won one as well. Don't ask me how I know that. I think I tuned in just at the end and Chastain won.
Are you sure you don't know what you're talking about and you're just like lying to the audience here? I think you're the resident American here. It's like Richard Hammond. He's actually secretly American.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm a sensational commentator. As much as I say I don't know what I'm talking about, it just comes naturally.
Yeah, but anyway, we're saying this while Ryan Hunter's finally making a move for the first time in his life here in this one. He's finally deciding to get gritty and get involved here on the low line, but after all of that, he ends up backing out and just letting Whitehead close down to the low line.
Oh, here he goes now. Yep, Jackson Whitehead up the inside now. He's coming. He's actually caught Kobe Marshall napping there. A little bit of a dummy to the inside. Marshall has to take that middle line. He has not taken that line in about 45 laps. So he's probably not quite used to sitting out there as well. There's a slight overlap too with the car on his outside. That's Ryan Hunter. And now they're going to have to navigate Brock Clark, who is a blue flag, but in no way obligated to get out of the way. This is very dangerous stuff indeed, as these guys are much quicker as well in a straight line and around these high bank turns here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But I'll tell you what, they've all gotten through nice and cleanly. And this guy here, Shelton actually touching the outside wall as well, getting very acquainted with that top line here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jesus Christ, the American almost just putting it in the bin. But in the meantime, we have had a change for the lead and a new leader for this race. It's Ryan Hunter's finally made his way to the front.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, 21 minutes into this one, no pit stops as of yet. So maybe these boyos can go to the end. I mean, it seems unlikely to me, as we saw people boxing in the 20-minute race, but maybe the pit stop's going to come a lot later down the line. But Marshall and Whitehead no! Oh, that's a huge crash there. Bang into the barrier. That is a totaled Ford Mustang there. Whitehead absolutely smoke pouring out the arse of his Ford Mustang. And that is good night, Irene, to that piece of machinery. That's going to require multiple days of repair. That is good night and goodbye.
That's horribly unlucky there as well for poor old Whitehead. He was right there in the thick. I reckon he'd... I didn't want to say it at the time, but I said I thought he was looking pretty good for maybe the win here as well. He knew when to leapfrog, he knew when to hold him, knew when to fold him, knew when to walk away, but this time was just one too many, and he's obviously found himself just on the receiving end there of a car up the inside. It's very easy to do, ladies and gentlemen, on these oval tracks. You're doing 280 clicks an hour as well, so any kind of little movement is multiplied by the amount of kilometres per hour you're doing. He found himself absolutely smashed into the wall. Ryan Hunter loving life though. He's out there in front now by 1.6 seconds back to Parkinson and Shelton, who's made his way up to P3. Kobe Marshall's coming to the pits, mind you. So he is just getting going again. So obviously a new set of boots. I don't think it would be worth just chucking fuel in, would it? I think it'd be worth putting boots on. That would certainly increase your lap speed around this circuit. We're about half race distance, just over. Ryan Hunter still in front and actually stretching that gap back to Parkinson here. The gap's 1.9 seconds now.
Yeah, it is. As we've got some stakes here in the chat when talking about the wall ride move. Zach O'Reilly has said, despite the fact that he's sick as a dog at the moment, he said, I'll do a shoey next season if someone attempts the Chastain move and pulls it off.
He will do a shoey at the drop of a hat, from what I've heard. He's loves it
for it.
He really is.
It's like prime Daniel Ricciardo. Like, he's like, oh, no, I don't want to do a shoey, mate. He lives for it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, as a person who's done a couple of shoeys as well, they're not as bad as they look, folks.
I never will.
You say that now. You're, 16 years old?
If Sensational hits 10,000 subscribers, I'll do it, mate.
Hey, someone clip that.
That's going to have to be remembered over the course of, 10 years.
Nah, where are we at?
We're going, actually.
Yeah, it'll only be
6K, to be fair. So actually, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
By the time you hit 18, we'll be close, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. The stakes have been raised.
I'm not going to let you forget that anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll bring that up every intro now for the rest of the time. Anyway, what have we got here? People on the pit exit. So we got Parkinson and Rogers just heading out of the pit lane now. So we have seen some now pit stops. In this one is Kaki and, I thought it was Dean, but I think it's one of the Team OCE cars. I don't know who the T8 car is.
Must be Rimmer. Is he in this race?
Yeah, I think it's Josh Rimmer. Yeah, I think you'd be right there. Yep. The 888 car. All of these Team OCE boys and all of the former F1 boys, these Kiwis and stuff, they love SVG and they love the supercars. And I'll tell you what, you can see it basically every time they're out there. They're running a racing number that resembles SVG at some point in his career, and it's absolutely great to see, as that is the Monster Energy Cam Waters car, if I can remember who it is driving that vehicle. I think is it Jensen? No, it's not.
It's a Sognia, I believe. Isaac Dean.
There we go. We got there eventually.
Newcomer to the series. I don't believe I've called Isaac before, but he's up there. He's in the top 11. We'll be in the top 10 soon because, it's been a bit of a rate of attrition here as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars out already of this race. It's been an absolute battle of attrition. Much like the F1 race today down there in Albert Park, it was... how
many engine failures do you want with your race?
Diabolical, to be fair. I know it's the first time out with new regulations and all that sort of stuff.
Bloody useless cars.
It was pretty...
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I'm
not going to go there. I'll rant about it for the next 25 minutes.
Pretty bad to see. But no, I'll tell you what, you've got time to rant because there's plenty of gaps out in front. Ryan Hunter out there by about 3 seconds. There's the next man out on track there. That's Kobe Marshall. Behind him, Ryan Shelton as well. So that's probably your closest gap on circuit. Actually, Parkinson to the rest of them here. He come up on Fraser Clegg, who's a lap down. He's in the slipstream of Brock Clark as well in the old Mitre 10 livery. They're going to split the atom here. It's one on either side. Geez, look at the pace difference there with those two guys. They're obviously two front runners there with Brock Clark, who looks like he's sporting a little bit of damage there on the right-hand side of that Mitre 10 car too. So possibly getting acquainted with that outside wall, which you don't want to do unless it's the last lap and you want to see God, apparently.
Yeah, and if you want Zach O'Reilly to do a shoey, which I wish that I knew that was going to be a stake. Otherwise, I would have gotten into Ryan Hunter's DMs and be like, hey, mate, just make sure you're second and just try the wall ride move on the final lap. But I guess we probably won't see it. But then again, you got a bunch of Aussies who have probably seen that and gone, maybe I should try it. So there's always the potential that someone thinks alike with us here in the Simsational TV commentary box. So hopefully the neurons link here between the drivers and the commentators. But here comes the 888 car of Josh Rimmer, I believe. looking to make some moves here. Ash Rogers, the car in front of him, so he's trying to get a lap back here.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, with about 13 minutes to go in this one, and it looks like he's making pace here, so he's not doing too badly for himself.
Yeah, look how fast he's just claimed Brock Clark, and now he's about to do the same to Rogers, who's on the lead lap, mind you. Poor old Rimmer has probably been up against it tonight, so he's going around this time to claim that lap back off P6. He's got 5 more cars before he can get back onto the lead lap. But that team, since they came into Aussie Sim Racing, whether it be in the Gen 3s or in the GT3s, have been quick, man. They absolutely know what they're doing, and when you see that light blue coming up behind, you're probably thinking, oh shit, I'm in for a little bit of a pants pull down moment.
Yeah, it used to be the black and red. In fact, there is one black and red Team OCE livery still on the grid. I think it's actually it might be Taborski. It's one of them. I saw it earlier in the broadcast. Running the old black and red.
He's out.
No, Taborski's the Castrol anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
There's one of them out there running the good old black and red Team OCE livery. It also used to be white and red, so they're changing it up a bit. But on cue, Ty Saville and Ryan Hunter, both of 2 Team OCE cars into the box. So this is now where they've thought it's the right time to come into the pit lane.
Yeah, I guess, with 12 minutes to go, if your tyres can last, I guess there's the same rules that govern the first race, whereas if you can make it, then why not? Because Ryan Shelton here in the front of the race, he's 30 seconds out in the lead, has not taken a stop yet. He is out there still doing Lewis Hamilton, just going as long as he can. But not because of clown strategy moments, because of his own accord. He's out there and pushing the limits of those tyres, and he seems to be. Look, let's have a look. So his last lap around was a 33.1. He's got about half a lap to go around, so we'll see what sort of pace he is around this next turn, or next 2 turns, depending on where you are, where you're from out there in the world. He's about to cross the start-finish line. So 33.1 was his last time around. A 32.9. So it was a 1.8 seconds slower there on that lap. Compared to Kobe Marshall, who has taken a stop. A 32.8. So really, Ryan Shelton, if he can keep up that pace, yeah, absolutely. He's no reason to stop if he needs to now. But that gap is just starting to waver with Kobe Marshall making up a little bit of ground. I don't know what the delta is when you come into the pit lane and how much you lose, but I imagine it's around about that 30-second mark because these two were next to each other when Kobe came into the pits on the first stint.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be really interesting to see because maybe Shelton can't make it all the way to the end just on pure managing, but he might just be able to reduce the amount of fuel he has to take, which is probably the main part here in this race, just trying to manage the fuel. At least that's what I would guess, but I don't really know
splash and dash
what I'm doing. But if he does a small splash and dash, he'd lose a lot less time and then potentially still be able to come out in the lead.
Yeah, that's right. These two guys now are battling for position. Ryan Hunter on the charge here as well. Just pulls Parkinson's pants down there through that little kink down here into turn 1 and 2. And there we go. Look at Ryan Hunter absolutely flying here at the moment. Was tense behind Parkinson before this lap, and now he's just absolutely just driving off into the distance. So Hunter on the charge. He's still, 6 seconds shy of Kobe Marshall. You can see down there up the front. And Marshall just getting around some blue flaggers here at the moment as well. He's got another one to deal with too, so that might slow him down just slightly. Whereas Hunter's got clear air in between him and that next set of blue flaggers that are coming up as well. That Marshall is navigating around. Let's see Whitehead. He's back out of the pits with after that massive accident earlier on. He's got Brock Clark, and I don't think it's Ty Seville behind him. No, it's one of the lapped cars in the Penrite entry.
The old black and red one.
Yeah,
anyway,
there you go. Ty Seville. Yeah, in the OCE livery. Oh, geez. That was really close there from the Penrite car. You don't want to be taking out a car on the lead lap, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you definitely don't, especially when that person has already been in a huge accident earlier on in the race. Here's Brittingham as well on the back of Dean. So this is a little battle, and I think that is No, it isn't the English, please. Ty Saville is not the car in front of them. That is Kobe Marshall in front of them. So
Correct.
Three-way fight, but these two are a lap down compared to him. But this Cam Waters car doing some reasonable pace at the moment. Brittingham as well on a 32.7 last lap round. So very similar pace to Shelton. So just a bit of managing here potentially from them. As here we go, Brittingham trying to take the low line. That's a big cut across lanes there. I feel like if that was real life NASCAR, there might have been some problems with that one. But seemingly no problems here in the sim because nobody knows what the rules are here on this oval. This is just go for it and see how it goes. Yeah. And if you finish first, you finish first type of an arrangement here.
And look, if you're not first, you're last, obviously, in the great words of the great man as well, Ricky Barbie, there for Talladega Nights. The British pig, though, Carl Brittingham, now that he has slingshotted his way around Isaac Dean, he's absolutely flying, and he's sitting on the back of Kobe Marshall here as well. It's probably a good shout for him here just to sit in the slipstream of Kobe, who's sitting in outright second position. There's a big gap between... Oh, geez, he's actually going to try and get that lap back. No, he's got out of the throttle there as well. Whoa, Kobe wouldn't be too happy with that either. He's been a purveyor of the low line. You can see where he goes. You can see here. He will dip down to that blue line at the bottom of the circuit because, you know, as a road racer, you want to be... taking the shortest line around the circuit, and that includes taking an apex on a regular road circuit. But around an oval, it's not always the case. If you stick to the bottom, you do end up using gravity a little bit more, and those tyres do get chewed up a little bit more as well. So, take it away, Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, you're just as lost as I am.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I'm trying to.
We're trying to figure it out.
Sound professional, like we know what we're doing here in oval racing.
I mean, we're supposed to sound professional. I mean, I'm meant to be commentating at Sydney Motorsport Park next weekend. I think if they saw this broadcast, I might get sacked.
No way. They'd say, look, you can commentate two flies going up the wall. It doesn't matter.
But anyway, this has been pretty good so far. But Ryan Hunter, 3 seconds off the back of Marshall. He's, as you said earlier, he does have clean air, but I think that clean air is running out because he's closing up to the back of Fraser Clegg, I believe that was. So he's about to close up to this big clump of lap-down cars, and that could cause him some problems. Yeah, it is Dean and Clegg that he's closing up to. So that could be a bit of an issue, or it'll be an advantage because he'll get some slipstream. Either way, we'll find out. 5 minutes to go here, though, and that means probably about 10 laps. There we go.
Yeah, about 30 seconds to a lap.
Yeah, so about 10 laps. I did my maths properly in the end. As here comes Fraser. Here comes Ryan Hunter as well. So he's going to dive on the inside. Yeah, and just look at the overspeed there. Dean wanted to turn in, and he's gone, oh, wait. There's a big blue Timos here. He can't my inside. I'll probably leave him some room. And now his battle with Fraser Clegg can continue. Clegg on the high line there as, we've cut away F1 style as on the low line now. Dean trying to hold on to the position. And can he do it? No, Clegg slips around the outside. And I think his goal now to be try and follow Ryan Hunter around the circuit.
Yeah, that's right. If you can make an advantage of that slipstream, and you can see that on your screens already, he was able to slot in underneath the rear wing of Hunter, and now he's just absolutely gapped the Cam Waters car as well. So the slipstream is everything here in NASCAR racing because it's just balls to the wall, flat out for most part. 280 k's an hour here for these Gen 3 supercars as well. They lose about 60 k's an hour in the turns too, mind you. So they are scrubbing those fronts, trying to get these cars that are not really used to doing this kind of thing muscled around this circuit. So it does take a fair bit of
Shelton Meatball.
Oh no, what's happened here?
What's happened? He's managing so well, and I thought he could have made it to the end, and his car looks fine. Why has he got a meatball flag?
Has this just happened here as well? Because there's nothing in my
weird, but he's losing a lot of time to Kobe Marshall. There must be something wrong, but his car looks fine visually. I mean, the rear looks a bit snappy. Maybe it's rear suspension. Maybe he's clip the back end, but you can see there on the timing tower, he's got a meatball flag. That means he has to come in. Look at how slow he's going. He's definitely got an issue, but of what description? Because that is such a weird moment. If you can find a replay, Chris, I'd love to see.
I'm looking.
If he's done anything.
Nothing.
Maybe gearbox, maybe? I absolutely no clue, but either way, he's going to have to pull into the lane. I know you get a meatball if you run out of fuel as well, potentially. So that could potentially be it as he trundles his way through the pit lane, but he's still got a big gap with you get a meatball for worn out tyres, according to Sim Racer Gump in the chat. I'm going to trust him.
It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be that, because nothing has happened and now he's just all over the place. There's no punctures on iRacing, so I guess that's the equivalent. It's basically saying we won't give you a puncture and cause a huge crash, but we'll give you a meatball and basically give you the same consequence.
Yeah.
But that is unfortunate, and yeah, I think that strategy, he was so close to the end. He would have made it too. There was not a fuel concern there, I don't think. It was merely a tyre wear concern, and it's forced him to come in when, what an impressive performance it had been for him to manage that well. He falls short by 2 minutes. That's 4 laps.
That is absolutely heartbreaking, because his last lap around was a 34 dead, and with the 30-second advantage, he was obviously just managing, and it wasn't about whether he could keep pace with the other guys who are sitting in the 32s. But gee whiz, the iRacing service, they're just doing him an absolute dirty, because he did everything he needed to do to get that car over the line safely. And look, to anyone out there watching the car, it was in a safe condition. I don't know if it was about to explode in the tyre department, but dead set. That is one for the ages, and I guess a little bit of a learning curve for all involved.
Yep, that is definitely a big learning. I did not know you could get meatballs for worn out tyres, to be honest, and I've been driving on iRacing for a long time. It's not really a road driver's concern, I guess.
There's nothing in the replay files that suggested there was any sort of contact.
And he's in again because he kept the meatball.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the meatball stayed, so he's had to come in again, so maybe he didn't change tyres. I'm not sure.
Surely.
What's happening, but with 30 seconds left on the clock, I think Marshall might be on his last way around this four-corner oval.
Where is he now? Yeah, this will be the final lap.
He's heading onto the last lap now, and he's only leading by 0.8 of a second over Ryan Hunter, but that gap is not going to happen in one lap. That is huge. 0.8 on an oval is significant compared to a road course, so this is not going to be the win for Ryan Hunter, but it should be second place because Parkinson's so far behind. Blake has able to stick to him, but as he rounds out of the final banking, it is going to be Kobe Marshall victorious here in race number 2, and he's just managed to pull that off so well. I mean, I'm so disappointed, to be honest. For the resident American, because Ryan Shelton, such a good display. He was doing so well to manage, and it's just not happened. I mean, it was so close, 4 laps from the end.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he could have easily gone to the end, and he would have won by 30 seconds. That was the gap before he had to forced into the pit lane on the meatball flag. That is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, that's heartbreak there. I mean, I guess the justification would be, even though with the black and orange that it's the equivalent to a puncture, as I was saying, but still, that's heartbreak. Because, I mean, if you're not going to put punctures in your sim, don't punish people for managing well.
That's right. I'll tell you what, we're going to get him into the chat here as well, because I'll tell you what, Ryan Shelton, mate, that is absolute heartbreak. You were there 30 seconds out in front, and given the meatball flag from iRacing, what was that for? Obviously, it wasn't for a crash, but people in the chat were speculating possibly for tyres.
Yeah, it's absolutely for tyres. So I was trying to make it the entire way, and I thought I had
it's still on definitely
had enough tire to make it the entire way, and I didn't. Because the last race, everybody was talking about how they were getting meatballs after 37 laps. So I was like, okay, well, I wasn't able to get to see what my percentage was, and then that race I took it a lot a lot easier on the tires, and figured I could have made it, but didn't. And then we got the meatball, and I just I changed the wrong tire. I changed the right front, not the right rear, because I figured if it. Well, also I thought, changing one tire would be quicker than changing all four.
That's
and I only
right.
had to go like 3 or 4 laps. Changed the right front, and then I still had a meatball coming out, and I had a 0% on my right rear. It all just went to hell. So.
Oh man, heartbreak. Yeah, so you've had to come through the pits twice, making the mistake there as well with the changing the front right instead of the rear right. Oh, man, I would have thought the front right, the front right would have been the one taking the most damage.
Well, when you're in traffic, these cars get aero loose,
Yep.
and so the entire time I was following people, the car just was getting loose coming off the corners, and I think that's really what it was. Just the heat of the track, plus being behind people for a little too long, kind of did that. Plus, then also, there was about 10 minutes to go. I figured that my tires were going to be good enough, so started pushing a little bit harder, and I think I pushed a little too hard. Because I wanted to try to lap Kobe there at the end, and the car just wasn't happening anymore. So unfortunately, I gave the win to him instead of just taking what I could.
Well, yeah, I mean, with a 29-second advantage, there's no need to throw the blue flag in his face. But look, commiserations to you, my friend. And on the opposite side of the coin, it's Kobe Marshall, mate. Congratulations, taking the win in the final race of the season. Double points as well, so that might put you up a little bit further up into the standings.
Yeah, it was a great race. Yeah, there was a lot of carnage I saw on the rearview mirror. But yeah, in the first race, I got the meatball flag right towards the end, so I knew that my tyres would last about 35-40 laps, so I thought I'd pit at the same interval in the feature race, and thankfully it worked out, and I was able to overtake Shelton and come home with the win. So very happy with that.
Yeah, there was some tight racing there in the front of that. In the first half of that race, really, before everyone started coming in to the pits. You're fairly committed to the low line with Whitehead, who seemed to be pretty happy on that top line as well. So talk us through how much practice you did at this circuit. Were you convinced that, I guess, the low line was the way to go? Was that the way to keep your tyres in check, or was that sort of just the fastest way around?
Honestly, I did bugger all practice, and the practice I did was absolutely horrible. But I do want to give a massive shout out to Jeffrey Price, because he's the one who gave me the setup that was actually drivable. So I reckon if I didn't get a setup from him, then I would have probably finished outside of the top 10. So yeah, he's a legend.
There you go. Shout out to Pricey. The price is always right when it comes to that bloke. Lindsay Muddle, have you got some questions for our podium getters?
I mean, I'm just going to shift my focus to Ryan Hunter now. As Ryan, you picked up second in that one, and I mean, you kind of were just sitting back, relaxed. Was that just heaps of managing from you?
Yeah. I don't think I really had much pace, but was able to save tyres pretty well. But I thought maybe the overcut better tyres at the end would serve me better, but just couldn't really get there in the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really disciplined from you to just sit back, and I mean, I was just sitting there waiting for you to get involved. We're watching there in the commentary box, and we're like, oh, he's getting close, and then you were just lifting off. Is that hard for you as a road course driver that's normally pretty healthful level, really fast, just going for moves? Is it hard to sort of dial that back in and just sit back?
A little bit. You want to actually do something and make a show of it, but you end up just costing yourself too much if you burn up the tyre and then you just look like a hero in P5 or something instead of a podium. So, yeah.
Mate, congratulations on P2, but I tell you what, the real congratulations are for the man of the moment. Joseph Parkinson comes away with P3 in the feature race tonight, but more importantly, comes away with P1 in the championship. So season 7 champion here at Aussie Sim Racing. Gen 3 Supercars goes to Joseph Parkinson. Mate, you've been fast all season long. You've been consistent, and that's what wins. Thank you. Who did that? That was fantastic timing. Yeah, thank you very much. The applause from the gallery. Mate, you've been fast all season. Congrats, obviously. What was the thoughts going into tonight? Were you happy to take a couple of podiums, or were you just happy to sit where you needed to be to take the championship?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy tonight. Thanks for the appreciation. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't do any practice tonight. I just came in. I just knew I had to turn up to win the championship or whatever. But...
Yeah, that's right. I mean, anything could have happened, really. Like, I mean, on this circuit too, like a one false move and you end up in the outside wall, barricade off into the inside wall, and you're absolutely toast. I don't know what the points are. Could have Ash overtaken you in this championship if you had an absolute Barry Crocker?
Maybe if it didn't turn up and I got 0 points.
Yeah, right.
The way the points worked, I kind of had it. Just had to turn up.
Yep, good stuff. But I'll tell you what, the way... I mean, you don't win a championship in one round, so it's been a hard-fought battle throughout the entire season, and you've been absolutely fantastic as well the entire season, fast and up there. So congratulations to you. Is there anyone you want to dedicate the championship win to out there?
Yeah, probably my old man. He comes in, he sits in and watches the stream and cheers me on. So.
There we go. Shout out to old man Parkinson out there as well. If you're involved, mate, get in the chat. Get in there. We've got David Marshall as well, Kobe's dad, getting involved in the chat. So it'd be good to have a little on-track rivalry between the boys, and in the chat rivalry with the old boys as well. So we can judge a winner of that one for maybe next season if you guys are going to turn up. You plan on getting involved in Season 8 here at Aussie Sim Racing?
Yeah, plan on showing up.
Absolutely. You're going to have to, what do you call it? Defend the crown, as it is, Lindsay Muddle. You got anything for these boys?
No, to be honest, you've just about covered it.
It's what the professionals do, ladies and gentlemen. So that concludes the evening. Not to say that you're not a professional, Lindsay Muddle, but look, I'm the host of the show, folks. My name is Chris Munro. That is Lindsay Muddle in the commentary box. And congratulations to our podium tonight. Kobe Marshall, Ryan Hunter, Joseph Parkinson. Ryan Shelton could have been up there, but it just got fucked by the gods of iRacing. And that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. We're allowed a couple of F-bombs here in the commentary box. But it's been an absolutely cracking season here for Aussie Sim Racing. It's Season 7 of the Gen 3 Supercars. Joseph Parkinson takes the crown. So he will come in with the red-hot orange number 1 for next season. And we are absolutely pumped for that, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have a week off, I believe, before we get kicking off for the next season. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's time to absolutely wrap it up. My name is Chris Munro. Once again, your man at the helm of the buttons here tonight in the sensational commentary gondola. Lindsay Muddle has been beside me for the entire race. As much as we don't really know what we're talking about in oval racing, I think we did a pretty good job, did we not, Lindsay?
Yeah, I reckon the viewers will get a good laugh at least. I think. Do we know what we're talking about? No, but I think it was a bit of a comedy show.
Well, that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Entertainment is the name of the game, and here at Sensational TV, we are chock full of that. So, if you want to see more of us, hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll be back next season here with the Gen 3 Supercars and Aussie Sim Racing. But until then, we're going to be back, what day is it? Sunday. We're going to be back tomorrow night with Aussie Car. The final...
Because we just did Monday and it's bi-weekly.
No, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Or is it not? Maybe it's next week.
Well, no, because we just did Orange Park.
Claps there from the peanut gallery as well. Whenever we're on next, it may as well be. It's either tomorrow or Tuesday night. tune in there and you'll get to hear our beautiful dulcet tones. But until then, my name is Chris Munro. That is Lindsay Muddle. Zach O'Reilly is sick, and he says, shithouse job, boys. Yeah, it's hard to wrap up the stream, but we're just going to get the fuck out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be here for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.